How are you doing? Great. Awesome. How to live your dream life, eh? 1 out of every 2 people in this room is miserable at what he or she does for a living. 1 out of every 2 people in this room is not here right now. You're looking at me, you're nodding, you're making all the signs that show that you're alive, but you checked out. Scary, huh? A recent study, 2015, shows that 51% of North America's working population is disengaged. 13% of the world's population is engaged. Let's see what that looks like. How many in here are deliriously happy? Okay, I exaggerated. How many in here are happy with the work that they do for a living? How many of you, with your hands up, are earning the revenue that keeps you happy with what you do for a living? I'd like to applaud the 4 hands that are up. You're the 13%. For the rest of my dear friends, you're not lost. You're not forgotten. I'm here. How many of us are employed? How many of us are employed? Full-time, part-time, doesn't matter. How many are self-employed? Okay. How many are in transition? Transition are my favorite people. And how many are employed or self-employed, but you're walking toward that place where you want to live your dream life. You want to do that thing that you want to do for yourself a lot more. Okay, so what is a dream life and what does that have to do with employment? Maybe you're asking, I'll let you know. I'd like you for a moment to imagine what your dream life looks like. Don't yell it out to me, it'll take all day. People can tell you exactly what they want for their dream life because you know what you want for your dream life. Isn't that true? Just imagine it though, for a moment. I want you to see those images in your mind. I want you to see them in living color. If a dream life to you is paying off debt, I want you to see the actual amount. Can you see that? If it's making a certain amount of money, I want you to see the actual amount. If it's a car, maybe, for some of you, I want you to see the make, model, I want you to see the year. Is it a 2-door or 4-door? I want you to see what your dream life looks like. You get that? You have that? Excellent. I speak to a lot of people, and when I ask them what their dream life is like, they all tell me different things because we're all unique. Someone may want a car and someone else just wants to get better. They're tired of waking up sick, right? A dream life could be no pain. But what I've discovered is that it all boils down to one thing: happiness. Agree? Mm-hmm. And when you break that down, it says financial freedom. Agree? Mm-hmm. We're tired of that debt, especially if you've been through old stuff like some of us. You heard all the schools, right? Yes. Getting rid of all my debt, that was my dream life. I did it, by the way. Some of us, the dream life is having someone to go home to, someone who will be home when you get home, a companion. Agree? Yeah. There are others who want to be able to do things for their family and their friends that they never are able to do right now because you're strapped or you don't have the time. For a lot of people, the idea is freedom. 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 You with me? Why are so many people not living it? And what does that have to do with work? Well, I'll tell you. You will spend an average of 40,000 hours working. Think about that. That's on average, folks. That is in the days when you could work 35 years and retire. We know those days are gone. First of all, if you have children, you'll be working all your life. And the reason I say that is because the economy does not support your children going out and living out on their own. You know that. They're going to stay longer in your houses. They're going to need your homes. They're going to get married and you'll buy them the house. And you'll buy them the car. And you'll take care of their babies. And pay for their baby's schooling. You're going to work all your life. You're going to work all your life because your debts will always be mounting. There'll always be something. You understand this because you see it happening, don't you? 40,000 20,000 hours, average. 1 in 2 people are not happy. That is you. That is someone that you know. So what is the dream life, and how do you live the dream life? Well, I have the secret to that. Do you want it? No? Okay, you can stay there. Do you want to know what the secret to the dream life is? Do you want to know what's going to stop you from being that 1 in 2 people who are not happy, who are checked out? And what's the purpose of it? What's the point? It's very simple. You've heard it before. A speaker here asked how many of you are into self-development, and most of you put up your hands, so this is nothing new. You've all heard it. But this time, I'm not going to live here without having you make a choice today. See, I'm not polite. I've got nothing to lose. How you get people to wake up is you wake them up, like an alarm, like a bell, like that whistle, like that irritating noise in your ear. I'm Julia. You'll thank me later. A lot of people will look at me and they'll say, well, it's easy for you to say. You're standing there on the stage and you're living your dream life and you're doing this and that. What is the dream life? Well, I'll tell you. Great things happen when people know who they are and what they're about. The dream life is this: accepting who and what you were meant to be and do. What you were created to do is your key. That means exactly who you are is exactly what you need to live your dream life. If you want multiple income streams, you need to be yourself. You know what you need to do to bring in the money, and you know what you need to do to bring in the money from multiple places so that you're not dependent on the one job that is going to keep you there, use your best years, and then spit you out so that you can go start again in a different industry at the bottom. You know exactly what to do so that you can have the right relationships, not the ones that you're stuck to because of loyalty, because you're afraid, because we've been together for so many years. You know exactly what you need to do, that your message is that clear. You have a job to do. There was a time when I used to look at myself and I used to say, oh, I don't know what it is that I'm supposed to do. What is it that I'm supposed to do? And who's going to listen to me? And how will I get out? I could only whine to myself. I don't think anyone else could have taken it. And this is the example that I like to use, folks, that I'm going to share with you. If you ever want an example, I'd like you to imagine a hammer. And we're going to make this hammer a person. Can we imagine the hammer? We have that? We've used the hammer? We know what it looks like? Do we? Yes. Okay. We have a hammer, exactly. Imagine that this hammer sits and says, I don't know what to do. Nobody likes me. I don't get to see my work. What is it that I do in this life? Nobody thanks me. The only time I get picked up is to be used. We get to see the whole picture. And me, as the owner of the hammer, I get to see the door and the nails that I used with what? The hammer. I get to see the house that was built with what? The hammer. So yes, the hammer's not going to see that. All it knows is that it's being used and that it has a purpose. And yet, the door that I use that hammer with the nails, keeps the enemy out and lets the friends in, puts the roof over the head, provides the shelter, provides the school. You're not going to see what you do so that you can sit back and revel in it. But you will do your greatest work the moment you wake up and you say, I am this person and this is what I am to do. If the hammer, which is a person, which is still a person, refused to do its job because it didn't know its job, what use is the door and the nails? What use are the nails? Right? When you don't do what you are created to do, you prevent a lot of other people from doing what they were created to do. It's not about you. It is about you being the key that opens the door to your dream life. You are the key. And it's simple how you turn it. You turn it by making up your mind. You see, a lot of people think that they're clever. They'll go into work, and I used to be one of them. For 17 years, I went into work. I worked for the biggest, baddest companies, including the federal government. I had anything and everything that I needed, everything under the sun, name it. And I'm one of those people who, if I'm not happy, I'll go for more, and so I tried all the more. And you know what I ended up getting? More vices to shut down the voices in my head that kept yelling, Julia, what are we doing? I'd rather die than go back there. Some of you know what I'm talking about. But we come from a culture where you are not allowed to say that you are not happy with what you do for a living because you sound selfish. Isn't that right? You sound like you're ungrateful. Isn't that true? You have responsibilities. People start to panic. Who's going to take care of the mortgage? You're sounding a little strange there. You're going to quit tomorrow? You can't. We have to take this puppy for 40 years. For 17 years, my vices went up. I did excellent for those companies. I brought them lots of money because we work hard. We're productive people. We were created to do things, not just sit there. But I had checked out. And if you think that you can check out at work and not check out at home, you're fooling yourself. You are the same person. You want healthy relationships? You want deeper meaning in your life? Check in. And do exactly what you're created to do. And that makes all the difference. The key is making up your mind. The difference between all the people who are living their dream lives and those who are not is one thing and one thing only. Making up your mind. Turn the key. Making up your mind. Making up your mind. Great things happen when people know who they are and what they're about. And that's not going to happen until you take the first step. It's called faith. Faith doesn't come before you make your move. Your move is faith. Do you hear me today?
Yes.
You can make the decision to stay. You've heard us speak. You've heard a lot of other people speak. It's all the same message, isn't it? And what are you going to get? More of what you have. I've been hospitalized more times than I can count. My health took a downturn. I've been sued twice, $1 million each. Let's not go there. I've been in a car accident. I've suffered financial disasters that I can't even believe I came out of. I have suffered relationship disasters. Everything under the sun would happen to me, and I used to think, oh, this is just life. That's not true. In this dream life, I have deeper relationships, multiple income streams. I get to do what I love to do, and I get to do it naturally because I am simply doing my job. And that allows others to do their job. We're all connected. And what kept me for 17 years? I waited for someone to tell me you're good enough. I waited for someone to say it's your turn. I waited for someone to say you can do it. Don't worry, I've got you. I kept asking, what are they going to say? They're going to laugh at me. That is not the kind of family I come from. That is not the kind of opportunity I was given when we migrated to Canada. Who do I think I am? I am not credible. What am I going to do? Where am I going to start? Until I turned the key. And I said, I don't care. Great things happen when people know who they are and what they're about. Now it's your turn.